Sandy's Incredible Shrinking Footprint.
Written by Famita Handy and Carol Carpenter, illustrated by Adriana Steele Card. Sandy skipped down the steps of her grandpa's house. Her dog Pepper raced past her and bolted down the hill, headed for the beach and the wide blue sea. She stopped for a moment and took a big, deep breath of the fresh sea air. It was such a perfect summer day. Sandy and her parents lived in the city, but they visited Grandpa every summer. It was the best 3 weeks of the whole year. Pepper thought so too. By the time Sandy reached the seashore, he was running in all directions, splashing in the waves, chasing seagulls, and rolling in the sand. "No, Pepper, you'll get all dirty." That does look like a happy dog. The beach was Sandy's favorite place in the world. It was Grandpa's favorite place, too. He was teaching her all about it. He told her about sea animals like starfish and jellyfish and octopuses. He showed her tiny crabs that skittered over the beach and buried themselves in the sand. And he found perfect seashells for her, no bigger than her tiniest fingernail. And he showed her footprints made by the different birds. Let's see if we can find those things. Here's some starfish. Can you find the jellyfish and the octopuses? I just see one octopus. Do you see more? Here's a jellyfish and an octopus and tiny crabs. Let's see if we can find tiny crabs. I don't see a tiny crab in this picture. We'll have to keep our eyes open. Roof, roof. Sandy looked over her shoulder to see what Pepper was barking at and, ow, fell over some half-burned logs. Somebody had built a bonfire there, and she had landed right in their garbage. Yuck, what a mess. Bits of hot dog buns, squished pop cans, empty popcorn bags, even a bright yellow plastic mustard container. Who would leave such a pile of trash? Didn't they know about picking up after themselves? Hadn't they ever heard of recycling? I see the dog's footprints on the beach. And here's the logs where somebody made a fire and then they put their trash in the fire, but it didn't burn. Sandy was disgusted. The beach was so beautiful. Nobody had the right to spoil it like this. She picked up a grubby plastic bag and she put the mustard bottle and the pop cans in it for recycling. "No, Pepper, don't eat those dirty old buns." I see the dog has a bun in his mouth. She filled another bag with rubbish, candy wrappers, chip bags, and a dill pickle. Ick! Her hands were filthy and streaked with black from the burned logs. But she kept working. Nobody could do this to her beach. Suddenly, a shadow loomed over Sandy. Somebody was right behind her. Can you see the dark shadow? Somebody big, somebody huge. Oh no, it's a monster of garbage. Sandy had heard stories about a crazy old woman who roamed the beach picking up junk. She put it in bags and hung the bags all over herself, so she looked like a wandering mountain of garbage. What should Sandy do? Scream? Run away? What about Pepper? Where was he? Can you find Pepper? "Oh my," said the giant shadow. "Let me help you with this mess." Sandy gulped. Then she remembered what Grandpa had said about the garbage lady. "She's harmless, and she's not crazy," he had told Sandy. "She's just, well, a little different." The garbage lady bent to pick up a greasy paper bag. "Isn't this sad?" she said. "Imagine what the world would look like if everybody dumped their garbage and nobody cleaned up after themselves." "There would be piles of paper," the garbage lady boomed. "Towers of tin cans. Pyramids of plastic. Stacks of styrofoam." Sandy picked up a wad of soggy paper napkins and looked up at the garbage lady. "I guess maybe these were once part of a tree." What a strange thought. Maybe a tree far away, and it took land to grow that tree, and machines to make the napkins too, and then trucks and trains to get them here. Does that mean that I shouldn't use paper napkins? Or drink pop from cans? Here's the tree she imagined far away. Can you find things living in the tree? I see a bunny down here. I think that is a squirrel. That has a little mask on, so it must be a raccoon. There's another one hiding there. And what's that? A bird on a nest. And somebody chopped down the trees. Oh, I see a little porcupine. Somebody chopped down the tree to make a paper napkin. The garbage lady smiled. "It means you should think about your footprint." Sandy looked down at her sneakers, puzzled. What was wrong with her footprints? The garbage lady laughed. "Can you see the footprints? Here's Sandy's footprints. Here's Pepper's footprints. Here's footprints from the little bird. Not the footprints you leave with your feet. The footprints of your life is the mark you leave on the world. Its size depends on what you eat, what you play with, how you get around. All kinds of little choices can make your footprints smaller. You can throw out a pop can, or you can recycle it. Which one makes your footprint smaller?" Recycling, right?" said Sandy. Pepper started barking, and Sandy heard her mom calling. "I have to go home for lunch," she said. "It was great meeting you. Maybe I'll see you again." "I hope so, my dear. Take care, and don't forget about shrinking your footprint." The garbage lady tied several more bags of junk to her belt and her backpack and then walked off down the beach. Sandy picked up the last 3 bags and ran home with Pepper leaping around her. Here's the garbage lady's. She's got lots of garbage that she collected on the beach. And Sandy's taking home some garbage to take care of too. "I met the garbage lady, Mom. She's really nice. She cleaned up a big mess on the beach. Do you know about footprints?" "Stop and take a breath," said Sandy's mother. "You're quite a big mess yourself. You better go and wash up." "I'm going to shrink my footprint, Mom," Sandy shouted as she bounded up the stairs. Her mother looked puzzled. Sandy chattered all through lunch about garbage and footprints. "I know we try to reuse stuff. We use brown paper bags to wrap things for mailing, and I use old egg cartons for storing my treasures," she said. "And we recycle a lot, but I want to make our footprints even smaller." I see her dirty footprints from the beach coming right into the house. But that's not the kind of footprints we're talking about, is it? "I know the first thing we can do," said Grandpa. "We can make a list." They all put their minds to work, and the list got longer and longer. The grown-ups thought of grown-up footprint shrinking ideas, and Sandy added footprint shrinking things that she could do. Sandy smiled as she imagined her own footprint shrinking and shrinking. Then she got up and danced ever so gently around the room on her very small tippy toes. Her footprint was getting tinier and tinier. What about yours?